Welcome back to my views and news. This news bulletin has news stories from Ethiopia, Eritrea and Sudan. First news stories from the Amhara region of Ethiopia, where we have seen several attacks on government officials, Prosperity Party officials. Some have been assassinated too. New attack on Friday reportedly on a mayor of a town in North Shore zone of the Amhara region. We have seen two assassinations so far in the North Shore zone of the Amhara region. Another assassination attempt, it can be termed, which happened on a Friday. Secondly, unfortunate incident in the Somali region of Ethiopia, where a huge fire has devastated a city, a market in the capital city of the Somali region. It seems Somali regional government did not learn a lesson from what happened in Hargeisa last year. What happened in Hargeisa last year? There are several videos on a massive fire which broke out in Hargeisa last year. Thirdly, viewers, Tigray held 8th grade exam a few days ago. I have a picture of an exam sheet of this 8th class exam for you. TPLF should not politicize education. At least education should not be politicized. I'll show you a picture of this exam sheet, which is clear, which speaks for itself that TPLF is politicizing education. Fourthly, viewers, Eritrea, we know that in Gießen, Germany, on Saturday, Eritrean government-backed festival started, and opposition groups tried to stop it. Police deployed in large numbers, clashes ongoing, 22 people injured so far. The scenes from Gießen, Germany are not good for Eritreans, for refugees, for asylum seekers. Those who want to seek asylum, those who want to go to Europe, these scenes won't help them, because we are now seeing a propaganda by those groups and parties in Europe, in Germany, which have been opposing multiculturalism and diversity. They have now got an opportunity to criticize the other groups who have been supporting multiculturalism and diversity in Europe. And fifthly, viewers, as I reported in the previous video, that Hamdan Dagalo and Al-Burhan, Sudan's two warring commanders, have been invited to attend a meeting in Addis Ababa, Ethiopian capital. Meeting due to be held on Monday. Al-Burhan has made his position clear. Hamdan Dagalo wants some clarification from IGAD about this meeting. Firstly, viewers, assassination after assassination in the Amhara region of Ethiopia. The most destabilized region of Ethiopia now is the Amhara region. A few months ago, there was war in Tigray. And last year, there was war in some parts of Amhara too. But now, things have changed. Peace in Tigray, gradually returning peace in Tigray. Afar, peaceful too. But in Amhara, we are seeing insurgency. Fano fighters, allied fighters are carrying out attacks on government officials, Prosperity Party members, Ethiopian National Defense Force members. In several parts of the Amhara region, we are seeing clashes between Fano fighters and pro-government groups and forces. We have seen 3 assassinations in the Amhara region so far. Girma Shitila was assassinated, head of Amhara region's development wing. He was assassinated in North Shore zone of the Amhara region. He was from this region, North Shore. And in his home region, he was assassinated. Fano commanders were accused by the government. East Amhara Fano commander Mere Bodajo and Shoa Fano commander Brett Shigao were accused by the government of having carried out the assassination of Gurmashtila. Then we saw that in East Gojam, Dajan police chief and deputy chief were assassinated. They were assassinated reportedly by member of former Amhara Special Force. Former Amhara Special Force members have joined Fano fighters, some ENDF members. Then we saw again second incident in North Shore zone of the Amhara region where Shorobit city security chief Abdo Hussein was assassinated 3 to 4 days ago when he was leaving his office. Outside his office he was gunned down, and then another government official, a police official was shot dead in Shorobit 2 days ago. Another assassination attempt it seems, though luckily the target survived. Debre Sena town. Debre Sena is in North Shore zone of the Amhara region. On Friday, reportedly, grenades were thrown at the house of mayor of Debre Sena. Luckily, he survived. Either he was not at home or the grenades exploded at a distance from where he was. Grenade throwing has been confirmed. Grenades were thrown. No one has claimed responsibility, but obviously it is an assassination attempt on Debre Sena mayor. Debre Sena, North Shore. So again, an assassination attempt in North Shore. It is becoming increasingly difficult for Amhara regional government officials, police officers to work in the Amhara region. Ethiopian National Defense Force can defend itself. It has weapons, it has arms, it has soldiers. How would these government officials protect themselves? It means that all the government officials will demand security. They'll demand gunmen because all are being targeted. Police officials, mayor, prosperity party members. How will the government provide security to all these government officials? It's practically impossible to provide gunmen to all the regional government officials. There are several regional departments. There are hundreds of government officials. And how will government officials work if they fear that they could be targeted anytime? Overall, the region is being engulfed into insecurity. No direction so far. No direction leading towards stability, towards peace. Ethiopian government, Amhara regional government, they call these groups in Oromia, they call these groups in the Amhara terrorist, extremists. They say extremist forces, terrorist forces are operating. They are against peace. It means they are not ready to start a dialogue with them. That is why we say this insurgency is expected to continue in the Amhara region. Second verse, an unfortunate news story, unfortunate incident in the Somali region of Ethiopia, where a massive fire has destroyed hundreds of shops in the capital city of the Somali region. Jigjiga is the capital of Somali region. In the center of city, a market was the place where a fire broke out. It took firefighters around 5 hours to control the fire. How many shops were burnt? More than 900. 900 shops, and the material in the shops burnt. Firefighters and firefighting equipment from the neighboring Somali land also participated in the operation. Somali regional government, Jigjiga city government were not prepared. That is why they had to seek the support of Somali land's fire extinguishing department. Last year, there was a similar fire in Hargeisa, Somaliland. I read several videos. If you remember, back then hundreds of shops were burned down. Cause of fire unknown. Here again, cause of fire unknown due to some electrical short circuit or some other reason. It's not clear. It's not, but most say it wasn't an act of sabotage. It wasn't an act of terrorism. But Somali regional government should be held accountable. Government is responsible to ensure that it is fully prepared to handle this sort of emergency. It wasn't prepared. It exposed the government. Mustafa Umar is praised a lot, especially by his Amhara allies who say he is the next Prime Minister of Ethiopia. But in the center of the capital of Somali region, hundreds of shops burnt, and Somali government could not do anything. 5 hours long fire. It took firefighters 5 hours to completely control the situation. Thirdly was Tigray, where we're seeing a strange influence of TPLF in education too. Naked involvement of TPLF in education, I would say. A few days ago, 8th grade exam was held in Tigray, in other parts of Ethiopia too. Question paper, exam sheet of this 8th class exam is being shared. It has one question which is very controversial question. This question has a sentence with Debretsian's name. The question is about finding synonyms of different words. And the word is tilul. To help the students, there is a sentence written so that they can figure out the meaning of tilul. The sentence written is, people of Tigray like Debretsian because his speeches are pertinent. In English, I'm translating. Well, it's ridiculous to make a mention of Debretsian in 8th class exam sheet. There could have been some other example. If Debretsian speeches are very impressive, what about speeches of other parties, leaders in Tigray? What about Mihari Yohannes' speeches and other speeches? What about speeches of the Prime Minister William Abiy? I think education should not be politicized. Those who prepared this question sheet, they should be held accountable. It means that those are supporters of TPLF. Those examiners, those educationists who prepared this this exam sheet, they should be held accountable. And it just shows the penetration of TPLF in all walks of life. Fourthly, viewers, Eritrean festival in Gishan kicked off today. Amid tight security, hundreds of Gishan police officials deployed in Gishan city. Opposition members arrived in Gishan. Since yesterday, they have been entering in Gishan. Police trying to identify likely disruptors and arresting them. Dozens arrested. Despite all these arrests, opposition groups members tried to storm the venue. They could not. The opposition diaspora members could not reach the venue. Last year, they managed to storm the venue. Festival was cancelled. This year, they're planning same. But police has made large-scale preparations, drones in the air. On the ground, hundreds of police officers. They did not allow these opposition Eritrean groups to get close to the venue. Yes, clashes ongoing between police and Eritrean opposition groups. 22 injured so far in these clashes, confirmed by Gishan police just an hour ago. 22 injured, several arrested, several detained, several told to leave Gishan. Opposition groups still trying to reach the venue. It's a 2-day-long festival, Saturday and Sunday. Yemane Gebremeskel, Eritrean Information Minister, today welcomed this festival, and he said that Eritrean officials, government officials from some regions of Eritrea, they were also participating, they were also attending the festival in Gishan, Germany. Opposition groups' activities are sending a very bad message. Refugees, asylum seekers will become more vulnerable in Germany, in Europe. Some groups, we know, some political parties in Europe, they oppose the growing numbers of refugees, asylum seekers. They are against multiculturalism, against diversity. These groups and parties, now they have got an opportunity. They say, see, that is what these refugees, asylum seekers, outsiders are doing in Europe, in Germany. They are involved in violence. They are taking law into their hands. That is why refugees, asylum seekers should not be allowed to enter Europe. So hard times ahead if this type of confrontation goes on, especially for Eritreans. Eritreans are generally welcomed because it is perceived that Eritreans are under a brutal dictatorship. That is why they are leaving the country. So their asylum cases are very favorably viewed in Europe, in US. But if these opposition Eritreans behave in this manner, they'll create problems for themselves and for other Eritreans too. I've been saying that they have right to protest. If they want to stop these festivals, yes, they can. They should adopt legal, diplomatic means. They can protest too. But storming the venue is not the right solution. They're throwing stones. Police has confirmed that people have been injured, police officers injured because of stone throwing by these groups. So it means it's a very bad message being sent by Eritreans in Germany. So far, festival ongoing. Police says it will protect the venue of the festival. Festival not cancelled so far. Tomorrow, again, we'll see the second day of festival. Let's see what happens tomorrow. I have some videos from the venue. Before that, short news story from Sudan, that on Monday, Ethiopia is going to host, or it is inviting Al-Burhan, Sudanese military chief, and Hamdan Dagalo, RSF chief, and it is under the auspices of IGAD that this meeting is due to be held in Addis Ababa, Ethiopian capital. Al-Burhan has refused to attend the meeting. He says that the IGAD formed committee is led by Kenya. Al-Burhan is opposing Kenyan presidency of the committee. Will Dagalo attend Monday's summit? Reportedly, Hamdan Dagalo Hamati has sought an explanation from IGAD. He wants explanation about the agenda of the meeting. Let's see. Obviously, IGAD will convey the agenda to Hemati. Will he attend? That remains to be seen. He might not attend since Burhan is not attending. So he might not be in Addis Ababa on Monday. Let's see. Without the participation of Hemati and Burhan, what is the purpose of attending? What is the purpose of holding this meeting? Kenyan, South Sudanese, Djibouti's leaders are going to arrive in Addis Ababa on Monday. Let's see what happens. So far, IGAD's initiative could not gain pace towards finding a solution, towards making some progress, towards finding a solution which is acceptable to both parties. IGAD has just announced the formation of committee, and even that announcement has become controversial. Sudanese military rejecting Kenya as president of the committee. RSF wants explanation about the agenda. Let's see what happens on Monday. Now watch a few clips from Gießen, Germany, from today's protests by opposition groups, and a clip shows the ongoing festival too. Everything peaceful inside the venue, outside clashes ongoing, several injured. Thank you for watching.